Anything particularly good at all.
Well,
It does not look good at all at the moment for the Dick Johnson team. The car that is reporting a couple of troubles with brakes has now picked up a couple of more serious ones, I think, under the bonnet.
well, Bauer was third. Looks like he's done.
I just asked what the problem was, Neil Lowe, the manager, and he's just shrugged his shoulders. The one thing that is certain is it's a very serious one, and it looks like that could easily be the end of it, I think.
I'd say it is.
At least as far as winning the race.
Well, they finally fired up the Glenn Seaton car.
Well, actually, the car sounds quite sweet as it heads up pit lane, so perhaps they have cured that misfire problem. And we're inside 05 as it heads up the hill. They're in 18th position, so they too are slowly clawing their way back through the field.
Glenn Seaton in the car. Now he'll rejoin in 11th spot on the racetrack. I think we'll have a word with John Bauer in just a second, as soon as John Brady can get himself into position there. I don't know what the problem was here. They left it out. If it was just a plug, to lose all that ground just for the sake of not coming in earlier. But quite obviously Barry Seaton might be able to fill us in on that, what the problem was. I don't know how they frown about pushing the car backwards down pit lane.
We'll no doubt hear about something like that in about half an hour's time, but that's the tradition of this race. You can turn up here with a $200,000 or $300,000 race car, and a $1 or $2 part can let you down. Anyway, the Seaton car,
I think he might have his misfire back again, actually.
I was just about to say that, Richard. It certainly sounds like it, doesn't it?
Time for a chat with the two Johns. Let's go down to Mr. Brady first.
Yes, thanks, Mike. The other one, the JB's the man at the moment. John, what's happened? It doesn't look good.
Well, I was on sort of 3.5 cylinders when I went out of the pits, and then it came good, so I turned the boost down as low as it'd go, and then it started to smoke, so it's obviously sprung an oil leak somewhere. It's run out of oil.
You obviously lost power at the start, but it looked like it was starting to come good. I suppose, how nervous were you when you were testing it out then?
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I was just trying to nurse it along, but I didn't really know what was wrong with it. Then the smoke got worse, so I don't really know, but it's obviously dumped its oil, and then the oil pressure light came on at the top of the mountain. When it does that, it starves the turbo, so it's obviously the death rate.
Talking about great races, one is being run here by Mark Gibbs and Rowan Onslow in the Bob Forbes GIO Nissan GTR. The people that flew off the front of the grid and led the race in the early couple of laps dropped back to 8th, 9th spot, but then gradually have worked their way back through the field, now running third and running strongly. Mark Gibbs, former live wire in production car racing, and you can see the production car results that he's had there. A real hard charger, very aggressive driver, but he's tempered that in recent years, probably under the tutelage of Bob Forbes, and has really turned into an excellent man to have behind the wheel in this category of racing. 34 years of age, comes from Sydney, and really knows what it's all about. Winner of the Sandown 500 just a couple of weeks back, and what a boost that would have been coming into a race like the Tooheys 1000.
Not only a boost to the GIO team, but also a boost to all Nissan runners, because it certainly dispelled a lot of the mistrust people had about the Nissan in endurance form, and certainly the Spa 24-hour result made them look very strong.
Clerk of the course has asked us if we can give him a shot of a car that's stuck up against the wall at the exit to the Dipper, car 77. You can see it there. I think they want to have a look at it from this angle to make a determination whether or not it is safely there, or whether or not they'll have to bring out the yellow flags and maybe a pace car. 77, Forshaw and Vorst doing well in the 1600cc category until this mishap occurred. Didn't spot exactly what it was. Doesn't look to be any major damage, at least not on this side of the car. Can't tell on the other side, of course.
Well, a pace car would certainly make a critical difference to this race. Bryce has dropped a lap on Richards now. Now, there's only one pace car in operation this year, so he would effectively be able to pick up almost a lap on the lead car, and that would certainly bunch everything up again.
Well, the experienced eye of Tim Schenken has certainly taken in all of this from our 7 chopper, and I guess he'll make a decision in that regard very, very shortly. Now back on track with the Synovus entry, Alan Moffat, car 10. This is the car with Gianfranco Brancatelli at the wheel at the moment, car that he's sharing with Charlie O'Brien and running in 4th place and catching the GIO Nissan at the present time. So a battle looming here for 3rd position.
Word is from the pits that Tony Longhurst is due to pit very soon. Alan Jones will get into the car. Also, another interesting tidbit of information, the fastest lap of the race has been posted on lap 120 by Drew Price in the number 2 Nissan. That dominance for you. Now listen to this, 2 minutes 15.14 seconds, and that is flying.
He's got a lot of ground to make up.
Well, he's got nothing to lose. There's the Moffat car in the pits.
Driver change here, Steve Millen getting out of the car and Gary Brabham getting back in.
Moffat crew well drilled. Brabham gets in for his stint, and they're changing front pads, having a look under the engine to make sure everything's okay there. This little turbo Ford has run without problems all day. And there's his teammate, Gianfranco Brancatelli, the Italian import. Moffat likes bringing in experienced overseas drivers, and this guy's one of the best, 41 years of age. Little Italian has quite a record behind him, particularly in endurance racing. Was the 1985 European touring car champion.
And he's driven just about every make of touring car you can imagine, I think, over the years. Also drove in the World Sports Car Championship for Nissan. The most notable thing he did there, he won't thank me for telling you this, but was at Le Mans, where, while in the lead of the race, he collided with Aguri Suzuki, who was in a Toyota at the time, and put the lead Nissan out.
He's certainly got a reputation as a wild man, but he's also very quick, and that's what people want.
Heading up Mountain Straight
Well,
towards BP, I saw that.
Engine gone in 9.
we're only just saying, it's amazing. That was not a Channel 7 voodoo, but we're just saying how well the Millen Brabham car was going. One of the Moffat Sierras, and here it is limping up the mountain with smoke belching from the exhaust.
Coming down the Conrad Straight the last time before I came in the pits, it just got really soft and I could smell some oil and so on, which is an indication that the turbochargers failed.
Yep. It was desperately bad luck for you guys. You put on a great act so far this week with both cars. First time at Bathurst. What are your reflections on the race?
It's a fantastic event. I'm really impressed with the facility and the professionalism, the organisation of the place, and the preparation of the cars. Alan Moffat's given us a really good car, but it's just really great to be here. It's a race I've always wanted to do, and I hope I can come back.
After a lengthy deliberation, they've allowed Neil to drive back to the bottom of the circuit.
I don't think Neil can hear us at this stage, and he's certainly busy there waving the cars past and trying to stay off the racing line, which is the right thing to do. And it's been a pretty sad day for Cromley and Brad Jones. They certainly had high hopes for this race, and another sad day for this car, the Synovus Sierra of Alan Moffat.
The stablemate, the 10 car with Brancatelli at the wheel, still out on the track in 4th place, only 16 seconds behind the 3rd place getter. The GIO entry with Mark Gibbs. Well, that's the way it is. Jim Richards continues to lead. Alan Grice 2nd, Mark Gibbs in 3rd place in the great race.
Pit stop there for the number 25 Longhurst car. Pitted while running in 5th spot and has rejoined in the same, so he has not dropped through that pit stop.
Quick driver change there, effected with the usual efficiency by the Longhurst crew, and they're coming up on another of the M3s, the Cotter Dillman car, class winners here in fact in this category 2 years ago. Yep.